What's the deal with Greek yogurt when you are on keto? I say on keto as if it's a temporary thing. It's permanent. It's a lifestyle. It's a cult. Oh, in case you're new to this channel, I'm Slick Nick, your personal keto bro. And no, I'm not a doctor, a dietitian, a nutritionist, personal trainer, nothing professional, nothing of respect. Instead, I'm just some random guy in Tennessee who's now less than 2 months away from reaching my 40th birthday, and I have this goal fitting into a size medium t-shirt so that it's not so baggy like the size large, but where the bottom half won't stick out like a dress because of my body fat, working towards that 17% body fat goal. Let's talk about keto. Let's talk about specifically Greek yogurt, because these are a great match for each other. So for me personally, when it's all said and done, shaken out at the end of the day, I'm wanting to have twice as much fat as I am protein. That's the keto concept. That's what I'm looking towards trying to do. So let's take a look at keto yogurt. Greek yogurt. A serving size is three quarters of a cup. Okay, so that's 230 calories. Not that I'm necessarily counting, but 16 grams of fat, 14 grams of protein. So there's a lot of protein in this too. That's one way to keep my protein up. I'm aiming for at least 75 grams a day. And then 9 carbs. And this is higher carbs than I normally have, but look at all that fat. Typically, if I'm going to go higher than 5 carbs, I need at least 10 to 15 grams of fat, which specifically 16 fat, 14 protein. Very similar is the peanut butter that I put in the yogurt. 190 calories, about the same amount of calories, 16 grams of fat, identical to the yogurt, 8 grams of protein, 7 carbs. So it's very similar to that. Then we're looking at the cacao nibs right here, all about the unsweetened cocoa. 60 calories, 5 grams of fat, 1 gram of protein, and 3 carbs, which is very similar, almost identical to chia seeds. So this is 60 calories, 4 grams of fat, 2 protein, and 5 carbs. And then lastly, the blueberries. And I mean, it's like 7 or 8 blueberries, just enough for the fiber and just enough to make sure that I'm getting some healthy carbs in every day so that I don't look for them elsewhere. But it's estimated 20 calories and 5 carbs. What I did is it said a serving of blueberries is, what does it say on here, 3/4 of a cup. So I'm like, let me just take a fourth of what they're suggesting, and that's where I came up with that. And then lastly, we've got some, I don't always put these on here, depending on how much fat I had earlier that day, but some coconut chips. So 2 tablespoons would be 70 calories, 6 grams of fat, and 3 carbs, just to kind of beef things up a little bit. So what we're looking at total though, for that, for all you see here, the keto yogurt calorie bomb is what I'm telling you, and a fat bomb ultimately, 630 calories, 52 grams of fat, and check this out, 25 grams of protein, that perfect number that I'm looking for. Twice as much fat, half as much protein. So again, 52 grams of fat and 25 grams of protein and 32 carbs. And that's the majority of my carbs in addition to that half of a sweet potato that I have. I have it all at the very last thing I eat at the end of every day. So again, just imagine, out of all the things I eat, this is the majority of my calories, my fat, my protein. I mean, the majority of all my nutrition really comes from this keto yogurt. So this is a really big deal. And what I will do is, let's say I ended up doing something, eating something at a restaurant or something I wouldn't normally eat, and maybe that did have some higher amount of fat or carbs than normal. Maybe in that case, I just won't have this. And then that way I stay under, because I'm still experimenting with staying under 2,000 calories a day. That way it would keep me under and maybe put me in a little bit more of a deficit that day, but that's fine. I'm still cutting fat. So I'm exploring the concept of being able to do keto, but as long as I'm still getting enough fat and protein and under 2,000 calories, then I don't see how that's a bad thing. Your comments belong right here.